Hi everybody. So I wanted to show you a really easy recipe for making your own nut milk at home. It doesn't take very long and I like it better than buying stuff from the store because I know it doesn't have fillers and guar gum and all that stuff. So it's really easy. It's just a few ingredients. Right now I'm rinsing a nut mix. It's 1 cup of almonds and 1 cup of cashews, and I let it soak overnight in that bowl to the right there, covered completely in water. So I was just rinsing it in the colander there. And next, I'm going to take it and put it in this blender. The blender that I have, I think it's a Ninja, but it doesn't need to be anything fancy. I used to have one that was definitely not as good as this, and it still worked pretty well. So just whatever blender you have will work fine. So I went ahead and put the nuts in there, and I'm gonna go fill it up with some cold filtered water, and we're back. So I usually do the ratio of nuts to water, where it is 1/3 nuts on the bottom and then 2/3 water on top. Next, I'm going to take a couple of dates. I usually just use 2, and just break those up and put them in the blender. These are unpitted dates, so make sure if you have pits, you take them out so you don't break your blender. And then the next thing I'm going to do is wash my hands off because they're very sticky. I'm going to take the salt, and you just need a few pieces. You don't want to use very much. So I think I'm using the Morton's sea salt flakes. So I'm just picking up a couple of those, and as you can see, I'm just using a really tiny amount of salt. So go ahead and put that in the blender as well. You can use other kinds of salt too if you don't have that kind of salt. Any kind of salt will work fine. And next I'm putting the blender top on, and I'm going to bring it over to the blender and mix it up. I usually do it for 30 seconds twice on the highest setting just to make sure everything's really mixed up. And the next thing I'm going to do is open this up and pour it in, almost pour it in to this big bowl, and that mesh lining there is it's made for making nut milk, but if you can't find that, I think they have them on Amazon. I got that one at Whole Foods for like $4. You can also use muslin, I don't know how to say it, or like an old t-shirt. I've even used that before if I didn't have it. So yeah, just pour the mixture into there and then just start squeezing out the milk. I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit because it's just me squeezing for a very long time. So just squeeze until no more liquid comes out. And then I'm pouring a little bit more. You can just do it bit by bit. You can either take the pulp out as you're going, or you can just leave it in there like I'm doing. It's just preference. It's probably a little safer to take it out so you don't drop anything in there, but just keep on squeezing everything out. And I put the pulp over to the side there. Now the next thing, it would be very convenient to have a funnel, but I don't have a funnel. I should probably invest in a funnel. So I'm going just to rinse the blender out and then put the milk back in the blender to pour it into another container because it has a spout, and it's a lot safer than trying to pour from that big bowl into a very small bottle. So I'm just rinsing this out. So as you guys can see, it doesn't really take very long to make this. It's like, minus the nut soaking overnight, it really takes like 10 minutes tops. And you're left with a ton of nut milk. It can last in the fridge up to like a week or so. And it's super easy, and it's way more healthy for you. I really like drinking matchas in the morning, but I got a little bit freaked out because I was like, man, I'm having a lot of oat milk, and it has a lot of fillers in it, and I don't really know what that's doing to me or like my gut or whatever. And this is just really easy to make, so why not do it? And you know exactly what you're drinking. So I'm just pouring this into the bottle very, very, very carefully. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I don't spill it. I just want to warn everybody in advance so you don't have to hold your breath. I don't spill it, which is pretty good. Pretty good if I do say so myself. So just filling it up to the very top, and I think I have a little bit left over. I'll probably just make a drink for myself now. And yeah, there is the milk. And then also, there's a lot of pulp that's left over. I'm going to show you. It's like a nut pulp. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. I think I might make some like Powerball things with it. So yeah, just save that if you want to use it for later projects. See ya.